We're gonna quit, I think. I don't see it on my screen here yet either. Maybe. Is that it? No.
I think. No.
I don't have it on mine.
It's coming. It's coming. It's there. Can you hear us?
How come you have it? I don't have it. Is that it?
I can hear you.
There's one person watching. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
It's been fixed. All right, I restarted my phone. I don't know what's going on tonight. Wonderful sound, wonderful picture. Yay! Maladits. Okay. I feel better now. All of it wasn't in vain. I struggled and struggled for you guys, man. Jumped through hoops. It's amazing what we do for you guys. I managed to reach your live here. Yes, number 4 or 5
5
or 6. I don't know what we're at now, but it's working. All right, don't forget, guys, coming in the door to hit the thumbs up. If you can do that, it's good for the algorithms. And don't forget to leave lots of comments and ask lots of questions. We will try our best to get to all of your questions in due time. As I was saying earlier, there is a Boosty live that we were filming. That's why we were a little bit late and probably what led to these problems. So it is being uploaded. If you're waiting for your Boosty live, if you are a Boosty member, it is coming. It's in the process of being uploaded. It
well,
will
I had
go on
to stop
tonight.
it because I was worried it was interfering with this.
Yeah, we were having some issues. Next time, hold a sign reading technical difficulties. That's a good idea, but then I'd have to make a sign, so I should make one maybe. So anyway, if you're not familiar...
we would use it every week.
Yeah, exactly. We're always... if you're not familiar, we do have a Boosty platform. It's a way for members to subscribe and support us, and you get a little extra for it. So Boosty Live is one of the things that they get once a month.
And it's not really a live, it's a question and answer because
yes, I guess
we can't really communicate with everybody, so we decided to kind of switch it and we do a question and answer.
Just a special video strictly for them. And if you wish to support us there, you could, and we would greatly appreciate that, of course. It helps us feed our family and develop this farm. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you can do that either on Boosty or for Western audience on Patreon or by being a member here on YouTube. Small fee helps us out big time. All right, this week, that's the other thing I was saying. It is mud. Not just this week, like a month. You know, we had friends over yesterday, had about 30 of us here. 17, I guess 10 from our family, 7 from Justin and Anita, and then 13 other people joined us. So it was a really wonderful time, lots of food to eat. And my friend Stas came and he said, yeah, I brought my boots. And I said, well, you might need a boat. It's just so much water here. Very yucky, but it will dry up one day. Dobre večer. Translate to English. I do read some Russian, but not everything. Boosty one. I was on the site, but didn't see any notifications about the live there. I have a gold account. Why could this be? It's coming. It's just delayed. We're having some internet issues. All of Russia has internet issues. It's a constant headache. I actually talked to another friend of mine who's also in the process of immigrating, and they're just so frustrated. The internet's even worse where they are. Sometimes it's 3 days where they have...
translates better.
Oh, yeah, they're very annoying. Sometimes it's 3 days before they get internet. And so they're, they got schooling stuff that needs to be done, banking stuff that needs to be done, and he works out of country. So the only way he can speak to his wife and kids is through the internet. And then, there's 3 days where you can't speak. It's challenging times. Next time, hold a sign. I've seen that one. It's not a bad idea. We could do that one day. So again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We've got 33 there now. That's pretty good. Am I not getting my comments?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am. Doesn't seem like there's very many
not
here.
really. Yeah.
Eureka. Somehow I missed the Boosty one. I was on the site. Next time, hold a sign. Hello from Bulgaria. Hello, Bulgaria. How are you doing? Of course, you bring more cookies. That was a good cookie. Hello, glad to see you. Oh no, much love from France. Forgot that one. God bless your family. Thank you very much. What's the weather like in France? Is it rainy and miserable there too? I feel like we're in England.
I know.
I've never been to England, but anything I've
Ireland,
ever seen of
Ireland,
England, it seems
England.
like it's raining all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, glad to see you. We had yesterday 25 degrees in Sochi. Summer is back.
Wow.
Yeah, we should move to Sochi. That's it. Sell the farm. Who wants to buy? Come buy the farm. We're going to Sochi. It's too cold, too muddy, and too wet. Mud, mud, mud. The Russian word is rasputitsa. Good day, my friends. Hope all is well. Hey, Eric, how are you? Ground frozen here today, getting ready for winter. Oh, yeah, you guys are froze already, eh? I think your mom was just telling me it's supposed to snow tonight where they are. But yeah, we're still above zero. I think it's +4 or 5 today.
That wind was cold, though.
It's a cold wind, yeah. We're getting closer. Hello, I'll check it out later when the translation is ready. It is nice to chat with you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Whoever reads this message will be rich and happy. Oh, that's awesome. I'm already happy. I'm still waiting for the rich part.
You're rich.
In some ways, yes, I guess. In Nizhny Novgorod, winter usually begins on November 15th. Well, I think this year it should wait till next year. Where did the ducks and geese go? We sold them. We sold them all off. As I explained in one of the videos, ducks and geese, all waterfowl, they're hard to keep through the winter. They really enjoy water and therefore make a lot of mess in the water. And obviously water in winter freezes. So not very enjoyable to have ducks and geese in the wintertime. We'll get new ones in the spring. We still have chickens. The laying chickens, the meat chickens are all in the freezer. And the ducks and geese are gone. Robert Swagger, hello from Florida. Hello. That'd be nice and warm there too, out back. Mm-hmm. Well done. The family is strong. Thank you. Pizza, yes, it is at this time of the year. So true. Development, have you decided what you will grow and where you will sell your products? Yeah, we've covered that topic a lot. We're going to grow a lot of different stuff. But I think the primary focus this coming year will be on developing the milk part of things and selling butter and cheese and milk. And then, of course, our gardens are going to be growing lots of vegetables there again, too. Jared, first snowfall expected in Minnesota as well, or 2. Yeah, it is that time of year. It always cools down this time of year. Not much we can do about it. I don't like it. I often wonder why I moved to a cold country. It's the simplicity, I guess, because it's the same as Canada. That's probably why I did it. But we could have moved anyway. We could have moved somewhere warm. Russia's a good country, but it's still cold. Sometimes. Here in Sochi, first off, here in Sochi, they turn off mobile internet at 2100, 11 o'clock.
9.
Yeah, I think they turn it off here every night too.
9 o'clock. Is that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. 11 would be better. That would be 2300. I'm not an army guy, but yeah, that's early. Happiness and health. Greetings from St. Pete. You're rich in love. That's true. Good evening, Arend and Anneesa. Good evening. Thank you.
Hello.
Betty, hi from sunny Florida. Do you miss Canada? USA getting progressively socialist. Ironic, hey? Yeah, Canada's going the same way. We actually just discussed that a little bit on Boosty Live, and we both do miss
Question and
Canada.
answer.
I keep calling it a live.
It's a question and answer. And you can find that our members on YouTube, on Boosty, and Patreon.
There you go. If you want to head on over after this,
because I got to upload
you
it.
can find it there.
It's not there yet, but it will be soon.
Yes. But yes, we do miss parts of Canada. We miss primarily friends and family that are there, but also the simplicity. Life here in Russia is more complicated because we have to learn everything. And in Canada, we already knew everything. Well, that sounds silly. We knew how to function. Obviously, we don't know everything. But happiness and joy to everyone. Greetings from Siberia. I've been wanting to ask you this question for a while. At what point did you decide to stay in Russia? I'm not sure if I totally understand that. What point did we decide to move to Russia would make more sense. And that was during COVID in Canada, when we just started to see a lot more that the Canadian government was not heading in the direction that we wanted. And I researched a lot. I read a lot. I'm always reading. And I felt like Russia is a better place. The decisions made here by the government are in line with our values and our faith, I guess. And we feel that this government is going in a good direction. Versus the Canadian government, every decision they make is opposite to what we value, what we hold dear, and who we are. So how long can you stay in a country like that? And I know a lot of people that are like, one more election and it'll turn it around. But we found that at least half the people in Canada like the direction that Canada's going. They want to go more away from God, more away from church, more away from traditional values. And we just didn't want to live in a country like that. So then you start to look around, where else can we go? And Russia keeps making more laws that are pro-family, pro-church, pro-God. Is Russia perfect? No, of course not. It's not. It's got its own flaws, especially when it comes to immigration. It's horrendous. And there's still sin. There's still, ungodly things that happen here, of course. But as a whole, the country is traditional and it just has good, wholesome values. So, yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Do you know you are shadow banned from YouTube? They have stopped recommending your channel to new subscribers. Yes, that's been ongoing for about a year. And then recently Trump won a court case actually about censorship. And right at that time, our channel started to grow again. We gained about 1,000 subscribers in a pretty short time. And now it's stopped again. It's stuck.
Again.
It's not fair that they can do that, but there's literally nothing we can do about it. Hello from Toronto. It is snowing here. Oh, you can keep it. Just a light dusting. I'm sure it'll melt again. Toronto usually doesn't get that bad of weather. Or I shouldn't say that, but it doesn't get that cold. Have you calculated your income and expenses? How profitable is a small family farm like yours? Well, the income is easy to calculate. It's at zero. We don't make any money farming yet. We spend. It's been a lot of development. Hopefully one day we'll start making money. I mean, we sell some eggs, but they're 130 rubles a dozen. So, I mean, even if we sold 10 dozen a day, it's, it's nothing.
Doesn't even pay for the feed for the chickens.
No, hardly. Hopefully next year, once we start getting cows and milking, then we'll actually start turning a profit. But at this point, we don't make any money at all. None. Which is actually a problem, of course. I mean, we can only survive for so long not making money. It's normal. It usually takes 3 years to set up and start turning a profit, and we're on year 2. So I suspect next year we'll start to make some money. Will it be enough? Well, we hope so. We got a lot of mouths to feed and a lot of stuff to do. But at this point, no, we haven't made anything. And expenses, they're not regular expenses. Like most of our expenses would be from development and building, right? That's our expenses primarily. So now that most of the construction work's done, that's going to be a lot less. I would say groceries, between groceries, clothes, that kind of thing, we probably spend almost 4,000 rubles a day. So 120,000 rubles a month, which is considerably less than what we would spend in Canada, but it still has to come from somewhere, of course. And then you get fuel costs and things like that on top of that. Yeah. We got a super chat from Titus, 50 NOK. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It helps us. If anybody feels that they want to do that, we appreciate it very much. Alex, good evening from Tuscany. Have you thought about building an outdoor oven to cook, perhaps make bread? Nope, never thought about it. Hello. Have you guys followed the horrific The horrific Canadian Food Inspection Agency attack on farmers over unproven avian flu cases. They just slaughtered 340 healthy ostriches, 0 illness, some 35 years old. Yeah, we've been listening to that. I haven't paid a lot of attention to it. I think there was some evidence of some kind of avian flu. I don't know.
Last year.
Last year, okay.
But they were immune to it. Like they beat it.
This is a problem. Well, maybe not a problem. I don't know. This happens all over the world. It's not just Canada. Every country does this. Friends of ours in Saskatchewan, they were debt free. They were doing great, and they had elk. And in their area, wasting disease came through, and it was found in some wild deer. And because deer and elk are related, it could pass to the elk. It had not passed, but it could. Did they have some?
They tested the heads. They have to test the heads.
In any case, they killed his entire herd of elk. That's years ago already, like 10 years ago. It's very normal. It happens here in Russia. It happens in the States. It happens in Canada. It happens in Europe. The goal is, of course, good. The goal is to prevent the spread of disease. Is it necessary? In this case, I don't think it was. No. It shows you again how powerless you are. You think you're right. You have freedom, especially in Canada. In Canada, you have no right to defend yourself. I think if that scenario happened in the United States, it would have ended very differently. Farmers there could stand up to the government. In Canada, you have no rights. People think they do, but you don't. If they want your house, they'll take it. If they want your kids, they'll take them. If they want your farm, they'll take it. It's sad. It is. Anyway, if they were sick, then it's necessary because we don't want disease to spread.
Well, the problem they were having is what I was reading anyway, that they wouldn't even test them. They were just cleaning everything up in the area, the local area, and they had to kill these animals because everyone else had it or something. And
it sounds like there's potential link because there was a cure. They were working on some kind of a cure for COVID or something like that with these birds. And that may be why they killed them off. I don't know. I don't trust the Canadian government. It's time to get a girlfriend and boyfriend for your older kids. They must spend more time with young people their age. Apply them to some music, art, or sport classes. That is absolutely not necessary. Our children don't date till they're 18, and there's no reason to have boyfriends or girlfriend before that. As far as friends, they both have many friends here and in other places, and they have lots of socialization. We don't feel the need for them to be applied into any kind of music, arts, or sports.
If they wanted to.
If they want to, they could, but we don't feel it necessary. Hi, thanks for all the farming for us. Oh, thank you for watching. Kirsten, hi, Anneesa and Arend. Good morning from Melbourne. It is 4:45 a.m.
Thanks for joining us.
That is an early morning. Is it legal to pass out gospel tracts there? Yes, it is. That is a common misconception. A lot of people in the West think that it is illegal here. You'll go to jail for it, and that is not true. I know people who pass them out, and as long as you be respectful, okay? I don't like it when people shove things in my face and are rude either. And as long as you don't do that, you won't have a problem. Jackie Kennedy, 3 men can marry here in Canada now. Congress just passed. That is disgusting. Yeah, that's just an abomination. That's awful. Does it take a long time to get to the city? Depending on which one. We can get to Moscow in, 4 hours? 4 or 5 hours? Something like that. It's not too bad. Arzamas is not too far away. Nizhny Novgorod not too far away, so... Yes and no. Then it also depends on traffic, because sometimes it can take an hour longer just because of traffic. I think man should live in a place where he will find a salvation of his soul, and Russia is exactly such a place. Russia is indeed an amazing place. But immigration is a pain in the neck. It's not easy. And unfortunately, recently they made another ruling, another law, and it gets even more difficult for people. I think we're going to see a large drop in Western immigration here until this gets straightened around. Hello from Macedonia. Hi, I am a Canadian who was born. Canadian who was born in Canada, but I have Russian roots and I plan to immigrate back to Russia. I love your videos. You're a huge inspiration. No pressure on us, eh? Now, we're glad to inspire people. We're glad to be able to be there for other people to show you a difference. Yeah, we're happy to do that. There's a different life out there. It's available. And we took the plunge. We did the adventurous part for people. Some people can't do it. But maybe we inspire other people to try it, to do it. And, hats off to you if you're going to do it as well. It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's not easy. So,
yeah.
Good luck.
It is possible. And it really depends on what you want to do. You move to a city, it's a lot easier, I think. So.
Mm-hmm.
How do the children feel to live in Russia? Do they miss the old life? No, they're all happy here. Of course, they look forward to visiting, going back and having a visit. But other than that, they're all happy here. They enjoy it here. And, I've asked them before, do you want to go back? And like Wes told me, that was pretty heartwarming to hear. He says, well, if you go back, I want to go back. But if you're staying here, then I want to stay here. So that was pretty cool. And I do ask them regularly, are you guys happy here or not happy here? Ultimately, Anneesa and I moved here for the children. And if the children aren't happy here, then we'll go wherever they want to go, I guess. But that's why we came here. And so far, they're happy. Greetings, dear brother. Have you heard Israel is preparing to build the third temple in Jerusalem and do the red heifer sacrifices? They've been preparing that for years. At some point, I guess they probably will build it. Many years ago, they already had everything ready as far as the plans and the outfits and everything they needed. Alex, hi, Arend and Anneesa. Would really enjoy a tour of your basement, freezer, and canning areas to see how you're storing butchered pigs and chickens and veggies. Interesting thought. We might be able to do some. I've shown root cellar video where we show our vegetables. Mm-hmm. As far as the freezer, it's just frozen meat in the freezer, I guess. Not much to look at. George the Drone Walker, good morning from Australia. Good morning. Dobre Utra. Staten Islander, Aaron, what do you think about the new Russian presidential decree 821, which states that in order to get permanent residency or citizenship, the foreigner has to sign a contract with the Russian army? We'll leave that for another day. I want to get more clarification on it before I speak on it too much. The way I see it right now, of course, I'm not very happy with it. And I think it's an absolute bonehead move, very dumb. And it's going to be very hard on immigration because, well, on the one hand, they want people to come, and on the other hand, they make a dumb law. But I almost can't believe that they made this law. I almost think this can't be true. And so I want more clarification before I really comment on it. Because there are people here that really do want Westerners to move here. So, then I don't understand this, I guess. So I'm not going to comment on it today. Beatrice, good evening to Rusland from Bavaria. That was all of my Dutch. Well, it translates to English on my screen, so unfortunately, I didn't read it in Dutch. But it would be goeie avond van, it says Roebland. Roebland. Not sure. This does not apply to Decree 702 people, somebody says. Staten Islander it's not necessary. It only allows fast tracking to citizenship in 6 months. You can still apply for citizenship after 5 years of residency. Well, the way it's written...
What? They're baiting you into it.
They are. The way it's written, Staten Islander is correct. So that's where we need clarification. Is that what they meant? Because the way it's written currently, it includes all of us, all immigrants. It doesn't make a difference what you came in on, all immigrants. That includes me. So I know a lot of people are saying different things, but that's what it's written. So we now need to get clarification from whoever wrote it. We need to hear from the government before we overreact. And we need to hear from the government and say, look, what is going on here? I should have moved to Idaho.
I just said that the other day. I said that the other day. I'm like,
Who do
Idaho.
we know?
We
know
never
somebody.
hear anything about Idaho and about their
Yeah.
dumb rules or anything because they don't really have that.
No, they're
And
pretty
Idaho
conservative.
was the one where, wasn't it, that they were all armed?
Yep,
And they're
armed to
like,
the teeth.
try coming to our town.
Yeah, during the Black Lives Matters protests, they were all armed to the teeth. So we had some chats with people we know in Canada on Manitoulin Island when we were discussing about moving to Russia. And we were talking about options. And they were talking about going to Idaho. And I was like, yeah, but America, no, they didn't. America still has its share of problems. You know, is it a good idea? Isn't it a good idea? We went to Russia. No, they didn't go. Unfortunately, I believe they split. So I don't think they're together anymore, and they did their own thing. So, but they are too young. No dating. Exactly. I think it's ridiculous when people let their children date at such a young age. Why? You know. Now, I also think it's ridiculous. If you're 40 years old, still living in your parents' basement, you have problems. You know, you should have got married. I think between, 18, we don't allow dating until 18. And I think it's normal to get married somewhere between 20 and 25 and start a family. Obviously, that doesn't work for everybody. We got married, we had a family already, but I mean, we got married a little later. But, some people can't find a partner, but I think it's normal to do that. Does the heating system work for both houses? I've seen the video. You're launching that, but this is it. Yes, it works. The stove's small. It's a small boiler. So like to get 4 hours of fire out of it is about it. So by morning the fire's out for sure. But all day long somebody's walking around. We fill it up, and it's keeping both houses warm so far. Development. Have you contacted Justice Walker, the owner of a family farm in Siberia, to gain experience in farming in Russia? In Canada was a small family farm generating a good income. I don't really know what would I call him about to ask about. I mean, farming's farming. You raise animals and you sell stuff. So I don't really know what I would call Justice and ask him about that I don't already know. And that's not pride. I'm not saying like, I know everything, but we know how to raise animals, and we know how to feed them, we know how to look after them, and it's a matter of selling them. So he lives in Siberia, I live here. I mean, he's not going to be able to tell me to go to such and such street because there's a good customer there. Like, he won't know those things. So these are things we have to develop ourselves.
In every region, like veterinarian things, every region is different, right?
Yes.
The veterinarian is kind of the one that decides.
That's where you can find local rules and stuff like that. But as far as farming itself, Anneesa and I have both been farming our entire lives. We grew up all of our lives. I mean, yes, I was born in a hospital, but a few days later I was home, and since then I've been on a farm my entire life. So 4 years old, your family started farming. So, yeah. $20 super chat, Canadian super chat from Svetlana. All the best. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. There's some good questions in here tonight, folks. Second part of that was, in Canada was a small family farm generating a good income. It can. Everything's relative to debt. If you have a lot of debt, you need a lot of income. I know somebody that's milking 180 cows and still struggling. But I know other people that are milking 50 cows and making more money than they know what to do with. It's relative to debt. If you have a high debt load, like anything else for that matter, but if you have a high debt load, it needs to be paid. And that's always an issue, right? So we try to always limit debt and not have any if we can. Sometimes it's not possible, but I would never buy a couch on credit, or clothes on credit, or just things that people do nowadays. They put themselves into financial problems, and then you need a lot more money to make a living. So I don't know if that answers the question, but you can make a lot of money on a small farm in Canada as well. It's a matter of debt load. Dimitri, hello. According to official weather statistics, there are 28 sunny days in Nizhny per year. Wow, that's pretty sad if that's true. I don't think that's true. What is your observation?
This year, maybe. I'm wondering.
Well, I don't know. Our first year here was glorious. And people, all of you people, you kept saying, oh, this is not normal. It's not going to last. God is giving you good weather to build your house.
I think you were right.
Yeah, it might have been. It was wonderful. This
Last
year,
November was when the sun stopped.
Yes.
Like Not this November.
We haven't seen it
Last
since.
November, and I think we had 1 week of sunshine.
I know it's probably more than that.
It's probably a little bit more, but
Yeah,
it was
bad.
really rainy and cloudy this year.
We didn't even have like a
we
summer
literally
this year.
had a dry spell in the spring that we put drip tape in because we were so worried we were gonna be like.
Oh, we needed it then. It was dry.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna be without water, and we put the drip tape in, and then the next week it rained, and it's been raining ever since.
It seems like it.
Like it just seems like it's just so rainy.
We are very tired of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Should have got into mushroom farming or
I
something.
noticed I had an observation that the one tree had a little bit of that moss on it, and I was like, should that have given us an indication?
Which is interesting because our first year was so dry.
Yeah.
And I remember walking through the field thinking it's so weird because we have moss growing in the field. And we had that on a farm in Canada, but it was very wet there. And it was like, it's too dry here for this. Why is this like this? And then there's all these mushroom pickers all the time. Well, mushrooms like water.
Yeah,
and so, it's making sense now. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's hope next year's sunny.
So I was thinking maybe we could move to the Sahara or something.
That would be a little extreme.
Yeah, or the Gobi Desert, Sahara Desert, something like that. Sounds pretty good. I'm tired of rain. It's dry in the house. As far as sunshine, I think we had more than 2 weeks of sunshine.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I think the sun was even out like 4 days ago.
What I do find here is that sometimes the sun will come out during like a spell in the day, and then it might rain in the evening, or that type of thing. Like for a spell in the summer, it was like it would be sunny and then it would rain, and then it'd be sunny, or it would rain in the morning and then the sun would come out in the afternoon.
I'm optimistic next year will be better. We'll have more sunshine.
I've asked around if this is normal rainy weather, and people keep telling me it's pretty normal.
Oh, don't listen to them. They lived here their whole lives. What do they know? Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some sunshine. Oh my, I gotta read faster. Would you guys consider to buy more land and expand later on if things go your way? Yes, that was always the plan. We had hoped to be able to help all of our children farm, and they would probably need 100 to 200 hectares each. So yeah, but first of all, we have to figure out if we can stay in this country, and if we can make some money here. So I'm not interested in buying more land right now. I am interested in developing the land that's here and turning a profit this year. Dimitri, 28 sunny days in a year, 2 lack. Don't you feel same lack comparing to sunny days amount in Canada? I am from Almaty, Kazakhstan, 230 sunny days per year. Canada's huge. If you go to like Calgary, Alberta, it's the sunniest place, and it's 300 sunny days probably a year. It's crazy. So depends on where you live. You get lots of sunshine or not. Good afternoon. What do you think? Where is it more profitable to be a farmer, in Canada or in Russia, based on your experience? I haven't been here long enough for that. I think you can make more money milking cows in Russia than you can in Canada. Unfortunately, I can give you a few examples of farmers who have gone broke here, but I think that's all mismanagement. I know people that are milking, 200 cows, and they're doing that as a family, a mom, dad, and a bunch of kids. Actually, one example, they're milking 350 cows. It's mom and dad and a bunch of kids. Here, that would take like 200 employees. They all need a big paycheck, and I think that is just mismanagement. So I think you can make more money here, and the main reason is because your land prices are a lot lower. Milk price is actually the same here as is in Canada, but there's no quota payments, and your land price is cheap. So I think the opportunities are better in Russia. Very smart move to not allow dating for the kids until 18. Very smart. Well, there's no need for it. Dating is meant not for fun. Dating is a serious exercise, a serious thing, and it is about looking for a life partner. So we don't date for fun. It's not just something you just, oh great, go out on a date. No, you need to be serious about it. You need to pray about it and very think about it. If you're a kid, I encourage you to ask your parents about the individual. Don't just blindly start dating someone, because oftentimes you can be blinded by looks or by, I don't know, something.
Emotions,
yeah. And your parents hopefully at least, we'll have a better insight on the person's character. If you're part of a church group, you could talk to the minister or somebody about it who may have a better outside view of the other individual, and you can learn more about them. Also, I encourage people to study the parents. If you're a young man looking at a lady, thinking maybe she's the one, what is her family like? What is her home life like? What's her mother like? And that'll tell you a lot about who you're going to be marrying. She might not be like that now, but she may grow into that later, right? And
we
vice
become
versa.
our parents.
Yeah, vice versa, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. A lot of people rush into it, and that's why divorces are so high. We also don't agree with divorce. We believe marriage is forever, and it's important to pick a life partner and pick the right one and make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put some effort into that, I don't think you'll end up with the wrong one. So Nizhny is pretty luxurious region to live and produce farm. Not cheap, but the markets are great. Peter, cool. Your YouTube channel is almost at 200. Good evening from Northern Ireland. Can you tell us how you both met? We met at a community event, a barbecue actually, that was held at a neighbor's place. I bought a farm just down the road from her parents' farm, and that's how we met. I watched your old video with your previous house in Canada. It seemed to me your old house in Canada was bigger. Yeah, it was much bigger.
Much bigger.
It was...
twice the size.
Yeah, probably twice. Yeah, twice as big. We built it ourselves, but we decided it was too big. We didn't really need a house that big. We always felt bad. We had company over, and we had this huge house. And it sounds dumb, I know, but we would have company over, and we just have this huge house, and we just didn't feel that we were worthy of this big monstrous house. Other people live in a smaller house, and we always felt bad about it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, this house I think is pretty big too, but I think it's well proportioned.
Well, we often have a lot of people over here, and we need the space.
A lot of people coming and going, and yeah,
absolutely. Russia is now the very best country for children and families, like the U.S. and Canada in the 1950s, still safe and conservative. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, Russia has so many great things going for it. Absolutely. I just wish they would get their immigration figured out. Immigration here is not good. It's just
difficult.
Yeah, we need some work. People say army is not a requirement. It's one other option. Well, people can say whatever they want. I'm just telling you what the law says. It only applies to people who signed a contract. It is not a requirement. That's not true. Aaron, how does your neck and shoulder feel now? Can you sleep well? Do you have such problems only in Russia? And I have had problems with my neck and shoulder for 5 years.
Yeah, probably now.
Yeah. Never really had problems prior to that. Nothing major. I mean, off and on you have some issue or something. But we built our last house in Canada.
As you get older.
Yeah, but the last house after we built, I think I did something to my neck at that point, because after that my shoulder and everything started to hurt. The last little while's been better. Been a bit better. Today I have a sore neck right now, and actually I have pain behind my eyes here right now as well. So
posture is a big thing.
Posture's part of it. I try to drink less coffee. It really does seem to help. I'm not exactly sure. And I also drink black coffee now, no sugar. So I'm really trying to cut back on sugar. I know sugar is an inflammatory, and a lot of people have problems with sugar. So if you have pains of some kind, cut it. Well, just cut it out anyway. Sugar's really not good for you. I substituted for honey a long time ago, but even that, I'm trying to eat less of it. I love chocolate and sweets and junk food, and so I get enough sugar just on that.
And ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah, I love that too.
And ice cream. And believe it or not, chips has sugar in it.
Yeah, I know. I know. Aaron, have you heard about the new decree? Yeah, we discussed it a little bit, unfortunately. I don't want to get into it too much. I said that already. I want to find out more about it this week. I think I will probably do a video on it, but I don't want to jump into too much. The way it's written right now, it's horrible, and it's very bad news. I'm hoping there's a misunderstanding and that they will come out this week and say, whoa, that's not our intention, and make some changes to it. Because if it stays the way it is, it's going to kill Western immigration. Did I do this one right?
Yes.
Hi from Slovakia. Very cool. How many pigs will you leave or put them all in the freezer? I was going to keep 2. And then the kids actually talked me into keeping 3. They're like, we don't need that much meat. We have enough in the freezer right now. We can always eat another one, but keep 3 and breed them. And so we have to buy more. And then we have more piglets to sell next year. So, and I thought that was a good idea. The kids came up with that themselves. Not because they were, sad about eating the pig. They love eating pigs too. But as a business move, I thought it was a good idea, and so I agreed. And we're keeping the pig. So we'll keep 3 for the winter, unless we run out of meat. Then, either bacon, pork chop, or ham is going in the freezer. What's the yellow behind you on the shelf? It's for sale. This one. This is a t-shirt. I don't know the size. These ones are too. There's this blue. This is a gray one, and that's a black one. They are all t-shirts. They are actually leftover stuff from Canada still. We had those made, I don't know, 3-4 months before we left Canada. I think we went to a homesteading conference, and we had a bunch of merchandise made for the conference. And it was just been sitting in a box, and so the other day I pulled it out. Is any of it for sale? Not right now?
I'm not sure. It's a tough one.
Okay. We'll consider it.
Well, it depends on where you're located. So we're struggling here is how do you sell? Where do you sell? What's, if this is an English speaker, how do we get it to them? Those type of things. So I'm not sure.
Yep.
I would like it to be for sale.
Sorry, I was looking at the screen reading comments. So if you're wondering why I was staring at you with this dumb look on my face.
He does that every time I talk. He goes into this dead zone that he's
I don't mean to.
Oh, she's talking.
No, it has nothing to do with you.
Anyway.
We're filming this with the phone, and of course the comments come on the screen right here. So I'm just staring at a reading.
Okay, so the next question is about bees.
Bees? Why bees? Can you tell us what your plans to introduce bees on your farm? Yeah, we would like to get some bees. There you go. That answer?
Mm-hmm.
Where did I go?
Well.
Oh man, I am that far behind. Whoa! We had one. We would like to get bees. I don't know when we're going to get them, or it probably won't be this coming year. It might be. I actually don't know. I have no idea. I want to focus on getting the dairy cows this year, hopefully, and finally start producing milk. That's the hope. Can you tell us? I read that one. Joe and his wife Svetlana did an impulse video yesterday with a guest friend from the Duma. They discussed these 2 decrees. He stressed 2 distinct groups, but he asked her to pose official appeal. I watched that. He didn't really say anything. He didn't answer the questions as to what it's about. I've talked to other people who say it affects all of us. So
you weren't going to discuss the topic.
Well, I'm not going to get into details.
You were going to find out more about it.
Yeah.
All right. Do we miss your old home? I do not miss the actual building of my old home. I miss the landscape because we were in a beautiful spot with a beautiful river, and I miss that. But I would take this house and plunk it into that.
Yeah, or take that landscape and put it here. I miss the trees around the house. We had some beautiful, big 100-year-old maple trees around the house.
Yeah, so I miss that. Yeah. But I don't miss my old house.
I miss the island, actually.
Yeah, but I don't miss my old home, like
the
home
actual
itself, building. I prefer this building over that one.
Yeah, and this land.
Better
this land is way better. Our last place we had a lot of rock. This is really good land, dirt here. So
yeah, but I do miss those big, beautiful maple trees and the birds and the trees.
But I like I miss the atmosphere of the island. It's so hard to explain. Russians don't understand it. And,
well, I find Russians are very similar.
Yeah, but it's different in the fact that everybody there was a farmer. So like. I know if I'm going to Larry's place, he's doing what I'm doing. Like he's chasing the cow around or fixing the fence or butchering a pig or like everybody's a farmer and there's no farmers here. If I went to the hardware store, I'm going to run into another guy that's got boots on with manure on it and he's getting something. Like we were all farmers. You go to the feed store and you stand around and talk to somebody else that's a farmer. There's no farmers here, Yeah. So I miss that part, I guess. And over time, if more Western immigrants come, there'll be more family farms that pop up. Yeah. But we either have corporate farms, big ones, or we have, dashes. There's not really any family farms. Not like we have in Canada. So I kind of miss that sometimes. But like her, I don't miss the old home either. No. We've lived in a lot of cool places, and part of me always misses every little place, I guess. Appeal to him for info. This allows him to approach some official committee for official statement or clarification. Move to Cyprus Island. Where's that?
Mm.
Oh, Cyprus. I'm assuming you mean like in the Mediterranean, probably. Then that would be nice. Yeah. Wild Siberia made a post about the new requirement of needing to join the army if you want to have citizenship. Any thoughts on this? This is on everybody's mind tonight. I'm trying not to talk about it because I don't want to give false information. As I've said 100 times, I'll say again, it looks really bad. I need more clarification on it. But the way it's written, all of us immigrants will need to sign a contract. So I suspect they're going to make some amendments to that and make some changes. But I don't know.
I just want to point it out at this moment, we are not worried about it.
No, I'm not concerned about
we're
it.
not
Because
concerned.
either way, we have 2 more years before we have to,
Yeah.
go to permanent residency. So, and Russia is still probably your best place to move to. Russia has amazing opportunities. Good evening, guys. Happy to see you there. Wild Siberia makes comments on things he does not understand. Do not trust everything he says. And that's what I don't want to do, right? There's experts in the law. We need to go to them, and we need to this literally came out, what, Friday? Thursday? Friday. I think it came out on Friday. We need to, let the dust settle and figure out what this actually means. Don't jump to conclusions. Are you sure you can make profit in Russia with prices being so low? Prices are not low. Yes, you can make a very good profit here. Land is the biggest obstacle to successful farming in Canada. But that and government. But land prices are really, really, really high in Canada. And it makes it hard to produce a profit. And here in Russia, land prices are not high. So you can go a lot farther. And then I think the other hindrance is people overextend. They borrow too much money. So don't do that. Canada has every climate zone except desert. You can kind of pick. And I would argue they have desert. You go to southern Alberta, southern Alberta. It's not quite a desert, but I mean, for 3 months in the summer, it doesn't rain. Everything's brown. All the trees will die. It's
not sand, though. Like, I think
not
desert,
sand, but that's still a desert.
Sand blowing and
if you
get dust storms.
If you don't water the trees, they die. That's desert to me.
Right. Well, I'm thinking desert, like sand, like it's.
No, they don't have that. The Volga River gets less rain. Rain comes from St. Pete. Last one gets really not enough rain. Good evening, guys. Happy to see you there. Canada does have a small desert east of Brandon near Shiloh. Sand dunes and blowing tumbleweed and all. There you go.
Interesting.
Didn't know that. Manitoba. Yes, I agree about that. Wild Siberia, his video on using crypto to import money into Russia was terrible, very risky. Yeah, I don't trust crypto. Lost a lot of money doing that. Hello, Countryside Diggers. Have you heard about this new decree? Another one.
Just mix their stuff. Reading
True, but I meant the sort of desert you get in Saudi Arabia. Extreme heat and dry. Manitoba's mellow. Well, I wouldn't mind that heat and dryness right now. I'm not having fun with this rain. It'll end eventually. But sorry if it's already been mentioned. Yes, it has many times. It's fun to see our little desert. How big is it? Like how many acres are we talking here? How many square kilometers of desert would you say there is? You really put the point on about relationships. Too bad more people aren't like you. And let's be honest, you guys look great together. Oh, we have our flaws too. But every relationship does. I think a healthy relationship is going to have you're two people from different backgrounds coming together. And I think that stresses even more why it's important to do your homework, right? We're very compatible. I mean, we finish each other's sentences and we always have. We think a lot about the same, but then that also can clash at times, right? I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah, especially when I read his mind. It's like,
that's scary. I wouldn't do that if I were you. But I think if you're going to different cultures, even that can be a challenge because you're used to doing things differently. I always recommend do not marry outside of your religion. All right, it might not be a problem now. You might not care now, but later on you will. Once you start raising children, you say, "Well, I want to raise them this way." They're like, "No, I want to raise them that way." That's going to cause problems, right? So There's a lot of things to take in mind. Absolutely. Take your time in choosing a partner. It's not something to rush into. Greetings from Moscow. Aaron, the Euphrates River is drying up and the prophecies are being fulfilled. That is something they've been talking about for quite a few years already. All prophecy will eventually be fulfilled. How much longer? When? I don't know. Development. You know about farming, but you don't know anything about farming in Russia. What problems might arise? Justice has built several farms in Russia and knows about Russian specifics such as bureaucracy. Okay, but that's bureaucracy. That's not farming. Farming in Canada, farming in Russia, farming in Saudi Arabia. It's farming. Farming is farming. It's the bureaucracy that you're talking about. That's different. You didn't. Nobody asked me to ask Justice about bureaucracy. They asked me if about farming, and we already know how to farm. Go see a chiropractor. You won't regret it. I have been to chiropractors. Doesn't help for the specific problems I have, I guess. In a way, it's kind of good to make immigration difficult. Having to run the gauntlet filters out a lot of those who have ill intent or who expect a free ride. Well, I think we've proven that we don't expect a free ride, and we have no ill intent. We've put our all in. But if after all of that, if eventually, there's no way forward, it's challenging. I know other immigrants who are facing that decision. They've been here for a while. They've really tried it, and they've put their all in. And they're still no farther ahead.
I'm pretty sure I read or seen somewhere that Justice Walker, it took him 19 years to get a citizen in this country.
The guy speaks Russian. He's been here most of his life. Yeah. He's built a farm. He's got kids, his wife.
But it took 19 years because of the bureaucracy.
So how hard do you want to make it? Like, do you want people to come or don't you? I'm not saying give away. But I get no handouts. It's not like Europe where an immigrant comes and you give them all sorts of free money. I get nothing, and I'm not asking for it. I don't get any handouts. I don't get any discounts because I'm a foreigner. I get nothing. I get the right to live here. So I think that's already difficult enough as well. Question, how is your Russian language going? I got a lot more to do. I can understand conversations very good. Yesterday we had a lot of people over. There's a lot of Russian being spoken, and I can sit there and I can listen and follow along with the conversation. You're doing pretty good on that too.
I was pretty good too.
But I always lack for words, so we have a lot more to learn. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm surprised actually, because even when I went for tea later in the evening there, I have friends too, just sitting there listening to the chatter, and I was surprised that my words pop out of my mouth. It's not full sentences, but it's like I'll spit a word out in the right tense and all that stuff. I was surprised how well.
Difficult immigration blocks out lazy freeloaders. I think the best way to do that, so in Canada's sense, since I know you're there, in Canada's sense, is stop giving them stuff, right? Stop giving every immigrant free stuff, right? They have access to free hotels, free food, all sorts of stuff. Stop doing that. If you want to come to Canada, bring your money and survive on your own 2 feet. If you can't do that, go home. And that's the same thing we have here in Russia, and I fully support that. I don't think any government should be giving handouts to immigrants coming. You want to come here, you want to build a life, then earn it. But that doesn't mean you have to make it difficult. It doesn't mean the immigration centers have to be rude to people. We have been treated very good, but I have seen other people treated horribly. I know people, I hear from them on a weekly basis that try to get paperwork done and they're rejected for the dumbest reasons because the immigration people just want to make it difficult for them. And this happens over and over and over for foreigners. We have not had that issue. We have had basically no issues. It's been very, very good for us. But it does happen to people in some regions. And we always encourage people to come to Nizhny because I do believe it's better here in Nizhny. It's easier. The immigration department here is much, much better. But you hear stories constantly of people having a hard time with immigration, either with paperwork or they're changing the laws. They change the goalposts. You know this is what it's going to be, so you work hard for that. No, change the law. That's no longer valid. Now you need to do it this way. And we're not talking about us. Again, our immigration path has been really good. But these are all stories from immigrants, real stories that they have told us about the difficulties they face. And some people just can't do it anymore. It's years and years of trying their best to immigrate.
I find it's the uncertainty that's really hard.
Never knowing if you're going to be able to stay or not stay. Right? Development. Each region of Russia is different on how they deal with farmers. Specifics and bureaucracy can be Very different region to region. Yes.
All right, we need to like go down to the bottom somewhere because we got piles of things we're missing.
Am I way behind? I thought I was almost caught up.
Okay, well, it's just all the same conversations, so I don't know. Pick something else.
Hey guys, I'm Russian. I've been living in Mississauga, Canada for the last 3 years. I have a very important question for you. Why do Canadians love Tim Hortons? It's terrible. It used to be good.
It used to be better.
So one day I went to Tim Hortons and I realized the coffee, this doesn't taste very good. What's going on here? My sister once told me, she says, go to McDonald's and try it. So I did that, and that's like the best coffee in Canada. This is just a Canadian story. Went to McDonald's and got coffee there, and I was like, hey, this is the good stuff. Well, what happened is that whoever Tim Hortons was buying their coffee recipe from, it came up for sale, and McDonald's bought it. And Tim Hortons is riding on a name. Everybody coast to coast in Canada knows Tim Hortons. It's like a Canadian symbol. It's like maple syrup and beavers. Tim Hortons is Canadian, and people will continue to go. There's often huge lineups all the way down the road of people waiting in line to get a cup of coffee at Tim Hortons. But their coffee, yeah, it's not that great. I mean, I'll still go there.
Sold to it.
After that, it was sold. Yes, Wendy's bought it, I think, in the States or something. It's an American company now. So the the McDonald's in Canada has by far better coffee than in Tim Hortons. I got a coffee at McDonald's in the United States. It tasted worse than sewer water. Like, it was just absolute. I threw it out. I couldn't even drink it. It was so awful. But the coffee in McDonald's in Canada, very good coffee. Why do they like it? It's a distinctly Canadian thing, and it used to honestly have really good coffee. Really, like, I used to love getting the chili. They had a great chili and a bun there. The prices were good. The donuts were good. It's all changed over the time.
Will we ever do a meet and greet?
Yeah, we have before. Somebody asking?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you want to do that?
Yeah, would you ever do a meet and greet with
Are we talking in Russia or somewhere else, or what are we talking?
I don't know.
Will you someday think to move back to Canada? Nah. I mean, when we hit immigration snags, when things look difficult, sure, we think about it, but Canada is not going. I don't want to go back to Canada to stay ever. I would go to visit, but I don't want to live there. And if I did live there, it would be a short-term thing while we figure out where else to go. I don't think Canada has a future right now. Now, if Alberta was to separate from the rest of Canada, then I think Alberta could have a future. But Canada is toast. Hello from Western Siberia. It's minus 25. Whoa! And everything is covered in snow. That's cold. I feel sorry for you. Have you guys ever thought of starting a butcher shop? Yes, we have. Couples need to be evenly yoked. Prayers from the UK. Yes, they do. Amen. And in different ways. Okay, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. There's, I'm physically a lot stronger, and I can work a lot more hours than my wife, but she contributes in other ways. So. $5 super chat from Marlon here in Sudbury. I'm broken on trying here. Once I leave, never looking back. That being said, God bless you. Remember me in your prayers.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We will remember. Okay. Hi, everyone. I wasn't notified about the 4th start. I think it's the 5th start. We tried many times to be on YouTube tonight. I'm an American who moved to Russia in 2023. I have no plans to return. Things in the U.S. are moving in the wrong direction, and it will be at least 20 or 30 years before things are back to normal. I think it'll be longer. It's usually a generational thing. Don't give up. You're my favorite Russians. Well, thank you. Military conscription is mandatory for Russians. Whoops.
All right, we're just.
Thank you for the answer. I really enjoy McDonald's coffee nowadays. Tim's sucks. But if I go to visit Canada, I will still go to Tim Hortons and get a cup of coffee because it's just a Canadian thing to do. I don't know. I will still drink it. Oh, and their ice caps are good. Ice cappuccinos at Tim Hortons are, or at least they were.
They're so good. When I was there with Wes, they were really good.
Has your popularity in Russia made your process easier? If not, why have you not had the problems others have? I think the region. I do think popularity has helped. Absolutely. We've also helped to point out some things that other people have had issues with, and I think that has helped. But yeah, I think the popularity has helped. I do believe so.
Mhm.
And so that's not necessarily fair because we keep telling people too, like these problems exist. And they'll think of a solution for us, and we say, okay, but that's great. That helps us. I appreciate that. But it doesn't help the next guy. Can we make something so it's easier for all people? And I do believe that, again, Nizhny Novgorod is trying to do that. You know, are all the problems gone? No, of course not. It's immigration and it's government and it's politics. There's always going to be, you know, some hurdles. But I do believe that Nizhny Novgorod has an advantage over other areas because the government here is very proactive and wants immigrants. So it helps. And some of the people that I know who are facing issues, they're having it in other regions, not Nizhny. Russian immigration office in Crimea and here in Yalta are amazing. Lots of paperwork, but clear and very professional. Anyone wanting to come to Crimea, I can help. Perfect. There you go. So there's another good region. Howdy, partners. Thanks for the answer. In Moscow, give yourselves grace on language. People need to realize it's difficult and you are doing well. Trader, a good place to farm. Crimea would be, yeah, it's warm there. It's nice. I like your videos. Thank you. Here in Canada, MAID immediately disqualifies Canada as first world country. Yep. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on you. Someone's praying for you already, Marlon. Not really, mostly arid. The south coast is warm enough for grapes. Oh, really? Arid. I thought Crimea was a good place for farming. Dark roast is not bad. Never tried that, actually. Okay, that's it for today. It's shipped frozen to other regions, frosted places. It thaws to room temperature. Thank you for answering my question. It is nice that you're looking out for others. Your kindness is a great trait. Thank you. You know, we're not here for ourselves. God has placed us, all of us, you, me, everybody, has placed us here for a purpose and to do His work. And that is to take care of each other. And we need to do that as much as we can. And we enjoy it. It makes you feel good. Just I encourage all of you every day, or at least one thing this week. Do something for somebody else this week, selflessly, without being asked. Just do it, and it'll just make you feel so good. It's awesome. All right, couple more questions or things here. Many vineyards. I'll be waiting and watching. Huffman family included a photo of you in their video. Love it. Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, we had a good time with it. I wish you God's help in your business. The road will be mastered by the walking. Thanks all. God bless. See you all again. Thank you for answers. Love your channel. You guys are amazing. I like wine. Howdy, friends. Hope you all are doing well. The Core and West Adventures were great videos.
There's still more comments, so keep on watching.
Thank you for answering my questions. Even if they were a bit simple, you are good people.
All right.
God bless. All right. We're going to call it a night. God bless you guys. Don't forget the links down below. Lots of videos coming out this week. And if you wish to support us on our other channels, we do have other platforms. Again, the links are down below. Okay. God bless you. Hope you have a great week. Oops. What did I do? Wrong button.